We're talking about the book, What Do You Do with a Tail Like This? The activity that I'm going to show you is perfect for first and second grade, kindergarten and third grade. You may be able to incorporate this lesson as well. It is a free lesson that I've uploaded to TPT, and the link is in the description. So if you're interested, I'm showing you one activity, but there's actually 3 different activities that you can use with this book that's in that free sample. So definitely download that once you're finished with the video here, okay? So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera so you can actually read the text with me. Thanks so much. Okay, so we are looking at the book, What Do You Do with a Tail Like This? Sorry for the shake. I'm trying to get the camera correct. There we go. Hopefully it stays. We all know how lovely technology can be sometimes. So the activity that I'm going to be showing you tonight is a simple Venn diagram, but we're going to go a little bit deeper with this, not just with text, but also with the pictures. So as I mentioned, this is great for first and second grade. Kindergarten, like I said, you can incorporate this as well. And third grade, probably you can incorporate this too, especially at the beginning of the year when you're talking about comparison. So in the book, What Do You Do with a Tail Like This? The author, Steve Jenkins, and Robin Page have gone through several features of animals. Noses, ears, tails, eyes, mouths, and feet. So they're actually providing pictures and examples of those features of animals. So this really, I used this book with my 4th graders even. It may look kind of elementary, or primary, I guess I should say, because 4th grade's still elementary. But it's really great for any age because number one, it's exposing them to a lot of different animals that they may not have heard of or seen before. Like they may not have any idea what that nose is. So you're exposing them to some different features, but you're also talking about adaptations, which is one of the standards for us in Georgia for 4th grade science. So you can see that crazy nose belongs to a mole. So it shows the noses up close, or each feature shows up close, and then it actually shows the animals that it belongs to and gives the reason why it has that feature. So it's really great for adaptations and also attributes of animals. So the activity that we are going to look at is comparing bats and eagles. To compare, we're not only going to be talking about what we learn through the text, but also what we can see with our eyes in the pictures. So this is a huge standard in 1st and 2nd grade, being able to comprehend books, not just using text, but also using pictures. So this is a great activity to do when you're comparing because, of course, you would read through the whole book first and then go back and look at these 2 specific animals. So you have the bat, which the text says if you're a bat, you see with your ears. And then we have the eagle. In the eagle, it says if you're an eagle, you spot tiny animals from high in the air. So we would actually be comparing these 2 animals first using the text, but then also using the pictures. So something that we can tell from the text is that the eagle has good eyesight. It can see tiny animals from high up. And then we also learned from the text that a bat sees with its ears. Now, of course, unless you've done a big study of bats, students may not understand what that means. How can you see with your ears? We've always learned that we hear with our ears. Well, Steve Jenkins has this great feature in the back that shows all of the animals that were talked about in the text. It gives a little bit more information about each one, a little bit more specific information about that feature that it was talking about. So it gives more information here about how bats make a constant series of clicks or chirps as they fly. They have a sound that's too high pitched for humans to hear, but those sounds bounce or echo off nearby objects. So we talk about how those echoes bounce back to their ears and help them to see with their ears. So we could actually just add that little note that bats see with their ears using echoes. So I would definitely flip back and read more about that. There's also one for eagle if you're interested. But now let's figure out, how can we talk about how these animals are the same? Well, we can look at the pictures to figure out how these animals are the same. So, of course, we're adults, so we know that they both can fly. They both have wings. And we learn that information from the pictures and also from the notes in the back as well, if you want to go more in depth with those notes. So this is just one of the activities that you can use. Of course, you could compare all different kinds of animals that are featured in this book, not just these two. These were just the two that I chose because it would be something that you would have to use the illustrations for to find those similarities, not just the text. And that is something, sometimes it can be a little hard in first and second grade for them to actually find similarities and differences only using pictures. So that's a great way to cover that standard.